I'm going to talk about a Korean noir drama that is mostly action. And it reminds
Wow.
me of those old school gangster movies that we used to get from Korean films that were really gritty. But this has a modern day flair to it. It's called Mercy for None. It's 7 episodes.
Okay.
They're all about 50 minutes long. Saying it's action is a massive understatement. As far as I believe, in South Korea, guns are outlawed, much like the UK. So when you get violent action scenes, there will be a gun now and again. But that's because it's like on the black market and you have to find it. But mostly it's baseball bats. This series is hand to hand combat, and it's not as polished as, say, like a John Wick style. These guys are like Yakuza type badasses. It centers around a story of two brothers. Beginning of the series, not spoiler, you literally see this in the first few minutes. Beginning, there's a fight. One brother gets shooed outside of the company, as they call it, and the other one says becomes like the top bodyguard looking after the boss. The one brother dies, and it's the vengeance quest of
Mm.
the brother that's been kicked out of the organization to find out who killed his brother and why. And as he goes through the investigation brutally, you find out more and more about the inner workings of these organizations, between corrupt cops, corrupt organizations that are supposedly legit. There must be a conveyor belt of henchmen
Really?
that they had to get, because literally I've never seen so many bad guys on screen, like in a condensed area. There's a like a hallway scene, and then it opens up to like a lounge area in one of the scenes, and they literally couldn't move because there were so many guys in there with various weapons.
Oh my gosh.
And it's the sort of fighting that you get in here is the guy that we're following. He's big, he's tall, he's not like bulky, but you can tell that he's strong. His
Okay.
build is that of menacing, like he has that gangster thug look on his face. He also limps because when he left the organization, they cut his Achilles tendon and
Oh.
basically ensured that he can never walk properly again, as you've left the organization.
Oh wow.
So you immediately think, well, he's not going to be able to handle himself that well.
Yeah.
Wrong. Yeah, this guy, every time he punches, I'm trying to, like, if you've ever played a game where your controller has haptic feedback,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're having fighting, it's going dish, dish, but you feel it in. That's what they show on screen when this guy hits. And sometimes it's
Like
overplayed and it's ridiculous, but you love it, right? He's like punching guys, one punch, and the guy will fly back 2 meters. He walks into a hallway holding a pipe that's got like a bit of a cement block on the bottom of it, and he's just dragging it on the floor.
oh my gosh.
There's a fight sequence which is hilarious because I could literally hear you saying, "I'm sorry, I've been turned into a cow. I'm going home," because he gets through about 50 guys and they all start running past him and leave, even though they've all been promised a bunch of money. But I think they've worked out, these henchmen aren't smart anyway. So, but I think they've worked out, like, I'm not going to be able to spend this money because my brain's going to be splattered on the floor. It doesn't shy away from the gore and the broken bones. And those John Wick movies where you see somebody's arm or leg
Oh,
go
go the
backwards,
wrong
right?
way.
The wrong way.
Ooh, yeah.
There's quite a bit of that. There are scenes in between the action, which I
Uh-huh.
don't really care about. And I don't really care about like the mystery, the behind the who. I'm just here for 7 episodes of mayhem. So the acting, it is fairly good, and it's fairly
Okay.
noir, and it's well filmed. The action scenes themselves are very creative. There's like very homage to some of like movies now. I keep going back to John Wick, but John Wick has used so many different types of action sequences
Yeah.
that is like the benchmark. Like there's a top-down shot that I see in there.
Mm.
There's a lot of quick cutting, but a lot of the times we also get to see wide shots. So they make it really
Okay.
exciting to watch. Then it's wide and it's creative. The camera will do like a 360 flip as a guy
Ooh.
flips over. So they've really taken their time with the fighting. our guy is not immortal. He gets hurt. You do feel peril for him, but mostly you feel peril if you've pissed him off. This was a wild ride. I didn't expect it to go the way it does with the story. There are mysteries on mysteries, and if you're not paying attention, you'll be like, who, what? But mostly you're there for the crazy violence, which was awesome.
But the story itself, I mean, the drama and the
you care enough.
Okay.
You care enough for the vengeance story. I mean, it's basically John Wick in a TV series.
I guess I was pretty horny.
But there aren't guns, so it's like that.
More brutal, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was like in Ballerina, where there's that just clown car town of assassins. You know what I mean? You're like, good lord. They just
henchmen arrive.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to steal the moon.
It's a tiny car, but people keep coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.